So last week I shared for you my entrepreneurship journey and where I've been and how I got there. I'm at kind of a crossroads with my business right now. Things are going really well. And that's the thing about entrepreneurship is you can choose to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. And so right now I'm at this place in my business where business is going well. I'm not going to complain. Revenue's coming in. We're getting clients. I just had a very successful launch that I'm in the middle of a course right now for those students. And so things are going well with the law firm, with Hawthorn Law, but going well also has its other set of issues and things that you need to deal with. So I'm actually going to be on a call this afternoon with a business coach that I'm interested in potentially hiring to help me work through some of these issues. So are you in a place where your business is just stuck, where you don't know what to do or where you're at or what the answer is? I'm facing a big question in my business right now, and I'm going to kind of talk through it with you because I think this type of conversations are important. It's funny, I was talking to my wife about this same topic yesterday, and she's like, Jim, just tell me, where are you going with this? What's the point of the story? I'm like, there's no point of the story. The point of the story is that I want to share with you kind of my thought process and what's going on. And that's really why I am creating these Friday videos to talk about my entrepreneurship journey and my road to FI, or what they call financial independence. So I guess today what I'd really like to talk about is the why we're doing this, right? Why do I have my own business? Why do you have your own business? Why are you thinking about starting your own business? And what is the goal? What's the point? And I'll tell you what the point is for me. The point is for me is freedom, generally. I talked about in a video a couple weeks ago about how life was I don't want to say it was difficult, but I came from a middle class family, single mom, brother and sister. I'm not going to sit here and say that we had it hard. There's people out there that had it far worse than we did, than I did. With everything in the news right now about Black Lives Matter and what's going on with that, there's people who have had far worse lives than I have. I do not for a second take for granted the white privilege that I have. So that's not what I'm talking about. But financially, things were always a struggle. Things were always a bit difficult. And I've talked about that before, so I'm not going to get into that again. What I want and where I want to be with my business, with my life, with my family, is I want to be in a place of total and complete freedom. And for me, what total and complete freedom means is I can do what I want, when I want, whenever I want, however I want. If we decide, and obviously this is going to be in a post-COVID world, right? But if we decide we want to take a vacation someplace, I can pick up and do that. If without worrying about the cost or without worrying about taking time away from work. If we decide we want to go and rent a beach house for a week, we can do that. So if we need clothes or food or, God forbid, like a new car or whatever, we can do that, and we don't have to worry about the financial ramifications of that. And the way, in my opinion, you get to that point is that's what I would consider true financial independence, which is the FI movement that is been out in the news a lot in the past several years. And there's really two ways to do that. You can either increase your income to the point where it covers all your expenses, and this is income that's passive. This is like income from investments or from your business that you're not working on, or from maybe it's affiliate revenue, or you've set up business systems in place that money is just generated automatically without you doing anything. So you increase that income to the point where it covers all your expenses. At that point, you're financially independent, regardless of whether or not you have $10 in the bank. It really doesn't matter. As long as the income you've got that's coming in is enough to meet all of your minimum living expenses and whatever other expenses you might have, you are financially independent. The other way to get there is to reduce your expenses to such a point where you've got enough money to cover everything. So you can either increase your income or you can decrease your expenses. Those are the two primary ways to get there. So that's what I'm striving for, and that's where I think a business and being an entrepreneur is really the only way to get there, right? Because if you're working for somebody else, then you really have no choice, but you've got to go to that job. If you want that, now maybe financially you are set. Maybe you've got plenty of money, you don't need to worry about that. The problem is you still have a job that you have to go to, that you get 2 weeks off a year or 4 weeks off a year, whatever it might be. And so if you want to pick up and leave, you're kind of at the whim of your employer. Where am I going with this? Where I'm going with this is I'm in a place right now where I have Hawthorn Law, which is my somewhat passive business. I've created a course, I've got affiliate revenue, I've got money coming in from YouTube and all these different places, all of which is relatively passive, right? As long as I continue doing videos and service the students in my course and make sure they're happy and providing them with a great product, which I enjoy doing, I'm going to be able to generate revenue from those relatively passive sources. On the other hand, I have my law firm, and my law firm is very unpassive. In other words, somebody pays me money, I have to do the work, and nobody else is going to do the work. And so I'm at this place in my life, and this is really all started with COVID, where the question becomes, when COVID hit, I stopped seeing clients face to face, right? I started meeting with clients virtually. I stopped going to court, because frankly, I don't want to go to court during a COVID world. And so the way I approached the law firm really changed. Whereas last year, 2019, was one of the best years ever for the law firm. This year, financially, the law firm's not going to do very well. So I have been reluctant to take on additional clients, because every time I take on a client, I look at that as that's a number of hours of work that I'm going to have to do to service that client, to make sure that client gets the result they need. Also, newsflash, legal clients demand a lot of attention and time, and they want to get that time. And so, and if they need you, they want to be able to reach you. So again, having clients is a very non-passive way of generating revenue. It can be very lucrative, don't get me wrong, but it's also very non-passive. So I'm at this crossroads right now where I'm trying to decide, do I invest more into the Hawthorn Law passive YouTube type of AdSense, affiliates, my course revenue, or do I invest more time and money into the clients? I think the writing is on the wall for me, and I know which way I'm going to end up going, but it's just really hard to get there. And this is what we struggle with as entrepreneurs. These are the types of decisions we have to make. Do we change our business model? Do we start a new business model? When do we pivot and do something else? And I think this is in large part, again, as a result of COVID. Is this something where do we make a change to the way we're doing business? And I don't know. We'll find out. More on that is to come. And if you're out there and you're listening and you're currently a client of the firm and you're worried I'm going to drop you or something, you don't need to worry about that, because I'm not going to drop you. I still enjoy servicing my clients. The issue that I come into really when it comes to this is I don't know that I would ever completely stop handling clients. It's just the type of clients that I'd be willing to work with, right? So, a client where I have to go to court versus a client where I can help them with a trademark application. Two completely different clients and two completely different types of situations. I can do a trademark application from a vacation property on the beach, on the couch, in my bed, wherever I want. I can handle a trademark application. A client that requires going to court for a hearing, very different type of relationship. So we'll see where this goes. These are the struggles. This is what we deal with as an entrepreneur. So get out there, continue build something amazing. This is Jim Hart with Hawthorn Law, and I will see you in the next video that I talk about more topics related to entrepreneurship, growing your business, things like that. This is just the beginning of this phase of this channel, somewhat of an experiment for me, and I hope you enjoy this. So talk again. Check out this video right here. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, folks.